This is Thursday morning. I don't know what date it is. It's the middle of January 1919 or 2019. This video I'm hoping to reason with the town of Buckeye, City of Buckeye Police Department. This is in response to what happened last night on my stoop around 7 in the evening, well after dark. Two days ago, where that white stake is, I recorded a golfer who was walking down this property line, and now I will scan and try to give you an idea and set up the situation. You want evidence? You sent me a link to send you evidence. I'm going to send you evidence. But first, I want to address the terror that went up my spine last night when I turned on the light on the stoop. I live alone. I'm a single person. Totally and completely single. I don't have a friend in the world. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have anybody. I have relatives. And it's best that they keep their distance. I'm going to try to relate to you last night, which I call a little over the top, a little overstep of your authority, a little one of your tactics to let people know, anybody that complains about golfers or the golf course, these are the type of tactics we're going to use on you. Last night, when the doorbell rang, which it never done, you're talking 1,000 nights I have here, and 1 out of 1,000 the doorbell rings at 7:30 after dark. When I turn on the light, there's the officer that I reported the incident to 2 days ago. And backing him up, he's got backup. This officer is here, and I asked him, why are you here at this hour of the night? It's on the tape. I first identified, I said, you have the camera, right? Yeah. Couldn't you have called me? Well, I was busy. I have to do a report. It's for my convenience that I'm here. Well, I'm completely terrorized. If I would have had a child over here for a few hours babysitting, which sometimes the conflicts in the family, I have to take a child for an hour or two until somebody else can pick them up. Now these children think the world of me. And the doorbell rings. You don't even call me first. If you would have called me an hour before and said, Mr. Lasham, I'm going to be there in an hour, I could have been dressed, I could have been ready, I could have been prepared. But you get me in the evening, in the weakest part of a night, the day for some people, they really start lagging in the evening, you show up with backup. Why did you need backup? I'm in my pajamas. Now, the thing that really kills me and the thing that's bothering me the most is if I would have had a child here, or the dogs, if I'd been babysitting the dogs, it would have thrown the whole routine out. It would have been all over the family. The family already knows that I've got a record with the Buckeye Police Department. Up to 64 years old, and I never had a record. You had to wear sunglasses to look at my civil record. It was so bright, clean, and shiny. I never had to put on a thing that, on a job application that I ever been arrested. Well, we all know the story. I got arrested in my driveway 6 years ago. We're coming up on the date. Maybe tomorrow or the next day. It's been 6 years that I got arrested in my driveway by the Buckeye Police for missing a court date that I never got served on. Let's drive the point home. Now, getting back to the terror and the chill that went up my spine when I opened up the window blinds and I see there's a cop, a policeman out there with a backup. And you're fully armed. You're ready to go. And you didn't call me first. This should be policy. You're just telling me you're not important. This is what you get for whistleblowing on the golf course. You whistle blew on the golf course. You've got a guy on video, and you're here to put me on the spot. And the whole time you were here, you kept wanting me to elaborate and telling me about and putting words in my mouth about things that I said. Please be careful in your reporting and when you take statements from the other people, the groups of golfers. Every time I have to take on a golfer, and I've taken on a lot, because these lots, they think that these lots are legal landing and recovery areas for accidents. I'll tell you one thing that's in the thing that was in the video. That guy kept telling me it was an accident. I didn't mean to do it. So you have an accident up here that's 5 lots down. Now, his ball went into a lot about 4 lots down. You see that big tree? Maybe a lot past there. His ball, and when it started going there, it bounced all the way. So he must have hit a grounder. When I heard it bouncing, I was doing something in the backyard. So I heard it bounce, and I looked up, and I see it bouncing through here and going into one of those yards. You get the picture? Now I have a video camera, and because this goes on all the time, I went to this spot right there. Where that white stake is. Because I knew the next move. This is the next move for every 9 out of 10 Sundance golfers. They're going to walk up and get that golf ball. What I was expecting to happen, and I'm trying to frame the story. You want evidence? This is the evidence. And I'm doing it this way because you're not going to interrupt me like you did last night. Every time I start to make a point, whether it's with the HOA, with a policeman, or anybody, public, when there's more than one, every time I start getting to a sensitive point, I get interrupted. You're not going to interrupt this presentation. I was here. As soon as I saw that ball, I looked on the tee box, and it was hit by a gentleman, probably could have been 45 to 65 years old. Okay? And I'm going to tell you what the protocol, how this golf course has evolved over time. This golf course was open for about 1.5 years or 2 years before they ever sold the lot up here. So everything you see here, all that houses, everything, that was just open desert. And for the first people that played here and have been playing here for the last 15, 16 years since it's been open, this has been a landing and recovery area. When we have an accident and we hit one up there, what the hell? We'll just drive our golf cart. People used to drive their golf cart well across the street to get their ball. This was all open territory. They could go wherever they want. But then they started selling lots, and the old people from Sundance understood that whenever you have an accident, I'm going to try to zoom in. We're dealing with a lot of sun right now. Okay. Got to move the camera. Well, the tee boxes are right about there. This camera will settle down. The trouble is we don't have a lot of light right now, and the sun is really messing things up because it's coming up. But from that tee box, it's about to the center of the green. From the longest part of that, we'll call it the silver tee box, that's 140 yards to the center of the green. But when you start moving the pin around, moving it up and back, it can go up to as much as 175 yard shot. When they move that pin all the way to the back, it's a 175 yard shot. Me, where I'm standing right now, I'm just offline. I'm downrange and in range. I'm about, at most, 50 yards from that tee box right now. And you've got young gorillas trying to hit that never played golf before. This is where they're going to come out and train. They're not going to pay $75 or $100 to play Estrella Mountain Ranch or Verado when they can come out here, play 25 and break as many as they windows as they want. That's the attitude I have about the golf course. The golf course, when they put that tee box within range of my house, the old axiom, and I've had safety shoved down my throat for 35 years in aircraft industry, repairing aircraft. Safety, safety, safety. Anybody, there's no thought conceivable. I'm trying to sensitize the police department, anybody in public safety, the HOA, the golf course, whatever. You've got me in range and I'm downrange. I'm in range and downrange. The fact I'm in range and downrange and only just off center from downrange, you have to, I will tell you, if we would have had video cameras on my house 24/7 for the last 15 years, those video recorders would have probably recorded, thousands of golf balls and incursions on these lots since this place is open. And nothing has changed. So getting back, I hear the ball going down. I see it go in a lot that's about 5 doors down. So I don't know if he hit another ball or what. By the time I got to the camera and I got out to that corner, because I was going to be on the corner when he went by in the cart, I was going to watch him go by in the cart, and then I was going to videotape him when the cart stopped down there across from where his ball went in, which is about another 50 or 70 yards from me. I expected to get a video of him walking from his cart up onto the lot and down. But this, I tried to explain to the policeman yesterday, this is an old-time, salty Sundance, original Sundance player with the philosophy that that's a recovery area. So, by the time I got out there, they were done hitting. I'm standing on the corner. I'm expecting, I'm not going to have any contact with this guy. This guy's going to jump in a golf cart, and he's going to come down the cart path, just like this, right? 40 feet, 50 feet away. He's going to go down the cart path, and when he gets down to right about there on the cart path, he'll jump out of the cart, and he'll go up to that lot and get his ball. But because this guy is a professional Sundance golfer, he understands. He has a perfect understanding and knowledge and experience. He knows. So while I'm standing out there expecting to get a shot of this guy from 50 feet away, the guy, I see him take his putter out of the bag and a club to play like a wedge, and he immediately heads for the property line over there. He starts coming up here. He's going to come up to those chairs. He's going to walk this property line because he knows from experience, he's done it before. Everybody does it. A lot of people do it in golf carts. If you walk that property line, there's a good chance there's going to be balls in the yard. If nobody's home and somebody was an honest golfer, somebody like a California golfer, somebody with class, somebody that understood we don't belong up in that yard, they admit, my bad, I'll grab another ball and go on. It's just like going into the lake, I've lost my ball. Well, this guy yesterday or 2 days ago doesn't have that philosophy. He's an old-time Sundance golfer. He knows if he walks this whole length, there's about 5 properties here. There's a good chance that on 1 or 2 of those properties, he's going to find a ball. And all he has to do is step over and get it. Okay? That's what I'm up against. So, I'm standing on the corner expecting to video this guy from a distance, but because his policy, and he knows, and from his experience, he heads right for the property line. And my houses are one of the first. And he walks right up to me. You hear him on the video, oh, it's your ball now. Right? Like, I bought this house to collect golf balls from golfers. If it would have went into my yard, and I have a policy, when it goes into my yard, if it comes into my yard, I pick it up and I throw it back. I'm sure if you looked around and talked to people, you'll find people, yeah, the guy did that. He went in the yard, he found it, he picked it up, he threw it back. I will do that, but it didn't go in my yard. But this guy was going to come down my property line and everybody's property line all the way down through with the idea that he has permission to walk into any lot he wants. That's protocol. That's tribal knowledge. That's doctrine. Nobody's going to say anything. They don't dare. If they say anything to me, I won't come here and play golf anymore. All right? I'm asking the police department from now on, the next time that you have to come to my door, because I was arrested on a warrant that I never got served on, I got a short fuse, and I get really wound up when I see a policeman with backup at night at my door. I think I'm surrounded. That some SWAT team is coming in because Charlie Waters got the flu, or Charlie Waters stumbled coming out of one of his parties over there at the HOA club and fell flat on his face. That's what I think. Okay? Now, you want evidence? That's evidence. That's what happened. I was standing there, right there, with a camera, and when he saw me with a camera, he came up and said, "You heard him. Oh, it's your ball now." And then I was going to give him the big E&I lecture. You know what E&I is? That logo that's everywhere, that circle with the slash E/I. I was going to give him an educational and information lecture about being up here. He don't belong up here. He don't belong walking down the line looking in everybody's yard for golf balls. He's a clueless, classless golfer. And for you, a policeman, to show up at my door like you did, I consider it, you should have had white hoods on. You would have terrorized my whole family. You had no sensitivity to what you've done to me. Okay? You're all powerful. You're the police. How about treating me like a tax-paying citizen? I've been paying taxes on 3 houses and here in Buckeye, all the fees. I've never been late, everything else. I'm a bona fide owner, taxpayer. And you treat me like that. You show up at my door. Let me sensitize you. Anytime a policeman shows up at somebody's door, plus you show up with 2 cruisers, you got backup. So now the neighbors, they got more to talk about. My neighbors have seen more cop cars or police cars in front of my house in the last 6 years. Ever since I discovered that they plugged up, and I've got a document to prove it. They plugged up track day. We'll stop here. But I'm trying to get across to you, please, from now on, if you have a clerical thing, you want to ask me questions, if you're going to come by my house, please give me a call first. Give me the courtesy of letting me get rid of the children. If I'm babysitting the children, let me get rid of them before you show up with backup. You were armed and ready last night. I don't know if it's your policy to have backup when you're doing clerical work or not. You showed up at my door ready to go. Now somebody ordered you to do that. All right? Or it's your policy. Or you didn't feel confident that you could handle the situation alone. One or the other. I'm going to ship this off. I'm going to send it to, I'd like to send it to a lot of people. But I do have a video of what was said after the guy pushed me. And there was no vulgarity. There was no swearing. Another, I&E, E&I, educational and an informative lecture. I gave him a lecture. And all I could get for a response from him was, oh, that was an accident. I didn't mean to do it. He said it 2 or 3 times. It was an accident. It was an accident. I didn't mean to do it. But that accident gave you a just cause, an entree to walk down my property line looking in my lot and my patio for golf balls. I don't like it. It's a daily pattern. And the problem is the police department or the public officials here in Buckeye won't do anything to the golf course to make them change that tee box. That tee box should be on the other side of that lake. Coming down right from the longest one, take 3 tiers, 3 individual tee boxes from the long one right along there. Make it a mandatory tee shot. Take me out of range. There'll be no more incidents. Human chafing. I hope to find a couple more videos up there. I've got other videos of incursions on my lot. I've got videos of people hitting my house. You want evidence? I'm going to send it to you.